That technique's very good. Full range of motion, even taking some pauses at the bottom. What I would like to see is a bit of a slower control on the descent on the eccentric to first of all reduce the forces that occur in the transition between eccentric and concentric, which are a little bit probabilistically injurious. Nothing to worry about, but if you can reduce them, that's great. And also by slowing down just a bit and controlling weight a little more on the eccentric, you probably grow more muscle because it's a great muscle growth stimulus.
This is for chest gain to grow literal chest. So yes, you can still use the arch, but make sure your ass isn't coming off that seat.
Ass off the seat, definitely. That was great advice. Use the arch, no ass off the seat. Because ass off the seat is just pure ego lifting, right? You're using your hips to bench. Are you trying to grow your hips? No, that doesn't make any sense. So generate as much force as you can.
Holy fuck. I just farted. It smells like fucking death. Oh, I'm gonna choke myself, dude. Alright, no fucking scum douchebags. I can actually play the game, do my fucking quest, or like what?
It's still recharging.
Couldn't resist.
Alright. Let's fucking do this shit. Let's get this fucking quest done. This quest chain done. I gotta kill some fucking douchebag down here. Some fucking scallywag, you know. Some fucking chump. Looks like my auction's fucking sold. I got some mail. No douchebaggery, please. Let's just fucking get this done. Somebody's over here. We got a level 60 fucking, or 58 or 60 paladin. It's 58 plus. We got a homie here.
It's too warm.
Please don't be a douchebag. 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 Please. You can't help yourself, huh?
It's too far away. It's still recharging.
Good job, Horde. But I like to fucking see. Holy fuck, man. Oh, shit. Is he down below or up above? Like, that's what I don't know.
I'm out of range. That smell isn't ready yet.
Never felt so good.
So he's not up here, so he's down in the fucking cave? Like, is that what? He's gotta be in this fucking cave. Fuck. Bro, there's no fucking shot. Well, I need coil. Alright, if we die, we die, right? Let's, we need to... I can't fear this fucking guy. If I can't fear him, then I die. I can't face tank him. That's fucking horseshit that I can't fear this fucking guy, bro. Oh, that's such fucking dog water. That fucker's in Morodon. EV. Phone core. Yo, you busy, homie? Yo, you busy, homie? Strat. Yo, you busy, homie? Why does it matter to know the quest, bro? Yo, why is my shit fucked? My shit's still fucked. mean, I'm not in a fucking rush, but where's the homie at? This TV? What a fucking loser. So I'm actually high enough now to spec whatchamaffuck, Soul Link. Wonder if that's the play. No, because I feel like you need some of these talents over here, like these three. So that's 10. Like, I feel like that's like a must, right? So that's 50. Well, how many points do we need? We would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I'm curious. WoW is classic. Let's see what they do for... They do... Okay, they don't do spell intellects. I guess you don't need that, right? Got a lot of fucking health though. I was looking for the cave with the That's lower, I think. This guy's name is Farted. That's funny. Okay, improved spellstone makes sense. Increase the efficiency of Warlock to consume channel sacrifice. Okay, improved Woodwalker makes sense. Improved Succubus, that's the one I'm confused about. Like, why? I feel like I don't get it. I need that one explained to me. So 33, 7. There's no points in a suppression.
Let's get this party started.
It's still recharging. I can't pass that.
Is this possible to jump up? Oh, that'd be so sick if it is. Oh! What? No. Oh, for sure. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Well met. You have struck a decisive blow against the undermarket.
Oh
Their
my
leaders will
god.
think twice before sending more cronies into the gorge. Oh, and I also found nothing of use in the trader's satchel. You may keep whatever you find inside. I want you to personally deliver the news of Kovich's defeat to Vizclick and Gadgetson. He will be so happy to hear that Kovich is dead that I'm certain he'll give you some grand reward.
And gadgets in? Speak with Visit and Gadgets in. Oh, perfect. Dude, don't be a douche, bro. I'm fucking out, bro.
Grab your things, adventurer. I've just gotten word from Warcraft in the Searing Gorge that the Undermarket has set up operations in the heart of the Cauldron. Find Warcraft in the Searing Gorge and get the lowdown.
Kovich slain? This is a glorious day, adventurer. For years, that scoundrel has been running shady undermarket trades, undercutting honest, hard-working traders all over the world. You deserve a fine reward for this accomplishment, and a fine reward you shall have.
So what is this? Oh, well, there's my Shadow Silk. That's sick. That's pretty fucking cool, actually.
Do I have a deal for you? Keep it real.
Where would you like to fly to? For the whole.
How much does this go for in the auction house? 23 gold profit. Goes for like 30 gold? It's hard to it's hard to get. Why is this going for more? That makes no sense. So I lose spirit, and I just lose spirit, but I gain, so I'm trading spirit for spell power, basically. What does this look like? Forgot that I'm fucking bald. Basically transforms you into a tank. This becomes at a cost, however, and your damage will be noticeably less. That being said, warlocks are geared towards longer fights. Classic. Vanilla, WoW, Warlock, farming, spec. Farming from Epic Mount, consumables, will be doing a lot of Mara run down for Kanside. Farm Mara with Blackstone Ring. I do this as an SM Ruin spec. I farm the 3 bosses. Oh, SM Ruin is the best overall spec in my opinion. If you're lucky enough, get a corruption debuff slots, raids, then SM Ruin is your answer. If not, you'll have to raid as DS Ruin. And you'll probably want to farm as a different spec, as it's kind of trash outside of Shadow Bolt spam. In my opinion, personally, I've taken a liking to farming Soul Link PP spec, but it's really, you have options. It's a bit uncontroversial, but I enjoy using this spec. And like SM, it also provides 10% boost to fire damage as well as shadow damage. Like DS Ruin, you'll sack your pet, beneficial. From my personal experience, you could spec. Most skills will be fighting each other because they're high in demand opposed to mages, which are extremely numerous. SMDS is best farm spec. SMDS? How? SM room for farming, also viable for raiding as a lock. Always have to put imp in tank group for buff. It's already said SM Ruin is best overall spec. DS Ruin is only better once you have a lot of spell power, around 300 plus. Just remind them it's not including buffs. And it's rating only spec. Sucks for farming. Go SM Ruin and don't look back until BWL. Strictly farming, you want to be Siphon Life a demonic sec. If you want to use your raid spec to farm, then SM Ruin will be more than enough to do the job. For solo farming, SM plus DS is best, since you can sack Voidwalker for that HP regen, and also Siphon Life plus 10% shadow damage. It shines when you do 90% of dot damage. Like Solo Mara for solo DME, you also do it. This spec falls off in dungeons, but people won't complain. It's absolute garbage for raids. SM Ruin is solid until you get enough hit gear, which also SM Ruin is better for solo farming overall because of Siphon Life, COE, etc. Alright, so what do I need? I need Bolt of Mage Weave. Bolt of Mage Weave. 16 stacks of 1. I need 2. Oh man. Alright, so our gear is looking pretty fucking juice at this point. We got the shadowy set mixed with the dream set. pretty much. And yeah, we're pretty fucking decked. This is not best in slot, but pretty fucking close. Pretty fucking close. So, oh boy. I wonder if it'd be worth to craft a few of these bad boys. So this is the downgrade. So let's check the math on that. 142. Spirit goes down. Such a minor increase, but it's an increase. It is an increase. God, we're looking fucking sexy though. Almost want to make another. Let's buy 2 more bolts, and then let's make 1 more, and then we sell that on the auction house. And no to that. That'll get rid of all of our shit. Okay. A lot of activity going on in fucking Org, man. Fiery War Axe. They run from us. That's funny.
looking for?
I don't know when to see the text. Oh, fuck. Almost went on the wrong boat and wasn't even fucking paying attention. Pretty happy with my dude. 142 spell power. Oh. Yes. I do. I don't know why this keeps glitching out.
How may I be of service? Remember.
I should probably learn to play SLOC. I kind of want to experiment. Dude, why? I don't know why this is messing up so much all of a sudden.
I literally have no idea what these men are doing wrong in this video. Did they try to talk to you, bother you, harass you? Did one of them try to maybe record a video of you? Or are you attacking men for simply existing in the gym? Because all I see in this video is a bunch of men and women working their butts off in the gym, minding their own business. Yet you want to make a video to attack their behavior and call them clowns? The only clown-like behavior in this video that doesn't belong in the gym is you. You need to do better. Mind your own business. I literally have no idea what these men are doing wrong in this video. Did they try to talk to
Welcome
you,
back,
bother
everybody.
you,
This is Dave
harass
the
you?
Gamer. Today we're going to be looking at the 3 main specs that all Warlocks are going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at the PvP Soul Link, and then 2 PvE specs, mainly for raiding, which is going to be the DS rune and SM rune. Both the last 2 are pretty similar with a little bit of differences, and I'm going to tell you, how to put your points, where to put them, why you put them there, and in different ways to actually use them specs. But let's jump into this. So as I mentioned, there's 3 main specs. You do have a fourth spec conflag, which is more into the fire tree itself. So if you look at like the conflag here, it's a pretty good spec for PvP. Lots of burst damage, but pretty dang squishy. And especially if you're looking to raid and everything else, this is probably not the way you want to go, because you're not going to be able to go to raid in this spec. Let's start off with the PvP spec, Soul Link. So Soul Link is probably arguably the best overall spec in the game for actually the best PvPer. Definitely rivals like your Shadow Priest is the top, rolling on people's face type of deal. Though it stinks because you can't go to raid in it. But later on they are going to need 1 Soul Link for one of the Nax fights where you get to be the tank. So if you get to be that person, then that's great. You don't have to keep respecking. Sorry guys, my buddy James here decided he's gonna join the video. But so with Soul Link, like I said, it's the best PvP spec. What it's all about is you're getting into the final ability in Demonology. So it's 30% reduction in damage, plus you get an additional 10% of Master Demonology. So 40% reduced damage. This is what I like. You guys don't see because I edit a lot of this out. I'm gonna leave this in. All day I have the cats jumping on me, or I got a new puppy. So these films take a while for me to create. But just wanted to introduce you to my buddy. But it's all focused around the actual damage reduction of Soul Link, which is an ability that you're going to cast on a pet. So you're going to cast this on, usually your Void Walker who's going to be out. So you get 30% reduction there, all damage, and then an additional 10% from physical damage. So 40% reduction to like warriors and rogues. Pretty much in a BG or PvP scenario, most people aren't even going to mess with you. Once they realize your Soul Link, they're just going to completely leave you alone. 1, because you'll just wreck them because you outlast everybody. And 2, you're a super tank. So you can do pretty decent damage, but you can take on multiple people. And it's almost in like a BG scenario. You just avoid that person and hope they don't kill you along the way. I leveled as Demonology just because I like having some of the things that it does offer, and I'll explain it as I go. So starting off, while I was leveling, you always go into improve corruption and your suppression. So it makes your corruption instant, and suppression is going to help make sure your corruption doesn't get actually resisted. But I go straight into Demonology, so I'm going to go 5 into the Embrace, which is going to give you lots more stamina. 2 into Improved Health Stone. You're going to go 3 into the Void Walker, which helps during leveling, because it's going to help with your taunts and not pulling aggro. Plus it also helps give an additional 30% extra on if you do have to sacrifice. You're going to go into Fell Domination. That's going to reduce the cooldown, or the time it takes to actually summon a Void Walker. Now this is where you can go a couple different ways. Realistically, when you're full Soul Link build, level 60, all you're doing is PvP, you're not really worried about it's actually using, mana, because it's not doing that much damage, let's be real. If anything, you want to give it extra health, so... Because one technique is someone will, like a rogue will sap you and then kill your Void Walker, so then you lose this Soul Link ability off it. So you want to make sure your actual Void Walker, whatever's out, has the most health possible. So then you're going to get into Master Summoner, which also reduces the cost and time it takes to actually bring your Void Walker out. This is where it's kind of some flex points depending on what you're looking to do. So, I mean... Some people might give you, while leveling, I would go Fell Intellect, because you want to have more mana for more taunts for your Void Walker. Another way to go, if you didn't want to go Void Walker, you go Improve Succubus, because your Succubus does your best DPS overall. So a lot of times I would switch my pets out depending on the scenario I'm actually doing. But for the sake of this, and because you want to get down to Master Demonology, I would put the 5 points in Unholy Power. and you're really, like I said, you're trying to get down to here, you know, enslave's not that big of a deal. So I'd give it a couple extra into the fell intellect, which unlocks here. Then you're gonna go 5 into master demonology, and you need to get 1 more into here, but I need 1 more point. So this is where, oh, so my bad. You actually go 1 point into demonic sacrifice. There we go. Sorry about that. So I only have 1 point in fell intellect. So I have 5 here. Demonic sacrifice is great if you are just farming in this spec or something like that and you didn't actually go full soul link. You can sacrifice your void walker, gives you a 3% health back every 4 seconds. So by the time you make it to the next mob, your health is back. So this is the demonology part of soul link. Now from here, there's 2 different paths you can go. Like I said, this is mainly a PvP spec, so there's 2 ways. One, you can go destruction and mainly using shadow burn as like burst damage type of deal. The only downside to that you have to keep in mind is shadow burn requires a soul shard every time you cast it. Therefore, you're going to be burning through soul shards. So it depends on if you're not worried about that. I think this is probably one of the better ways to go. Personally, myself though, I go into affliction because I want instant corruptions. I want better life taps. From here, I also, you know, I might go 1 or 2 points into suppression. What actually 3 points unlock the next tree, which isn't bad, especially while farming, and it makes sure you don't resist on anybody. This is where you go into amplified curse. I go 5 into, I mean, affliction I think is one of the best overall. I personally love it. This is going to be nice because you can get off, like it reduces your casting time of shadow bolts, so you get more shadow bolts off. I personally would rather the instant dots, kind of running around, kiting them. I don't want to really stand still as much. The only time I do stand still is why I went into fell concentration. This is going to give me a 70% chance to reduce like the pushback when I'm using drain life. So I dot people up and then drain life them while I'm taking 40% less damage, which is amazing. And then with that, your main thing that you're getting into is your nightfall. So nightfall, 4% chance that when you have a corruption and drain life, which both you're casting, that you're going to get a free shadow bolt cast. It still costs the mana, but it's a free cast. So that's great. And then I would go into the reach to be able to make sure you're reaching a lot further, and that would finish it up. This would be the way I go for Soul Link. I think this is, like I said, the best overall spec. You could go into the destruction. I prefer this overall. Let's look at the next one, which is the next 2 are going to be focused around the rune talent, which gives your critical strike bonus an additional 100%, so basically doubles it, which is amazing. I don't think it's quite double, but it's a massive damage increase. So let's wipe out the 2 trees here. Now, the first one I'm going to go over is called DS Rune. So the main ability is the demonic sacrifice. This is going to be the best spec right now, or pretty much ever, for when you go to raids and everything else. The main reason is you're going to sacrifice your succubus, which is going to give you 15% additional damage on your shadow abilities. So with this, and what's nice is you actually do get better health stones. So there's little things, you get more stamina. So kind of like the Soul Link, I'm going to start always with this. Now there's lots of flex points in this because since you're sacrificing your pet, you don't have a pet out, so it doesn't really matter what type of damage or life it has because it's getting sacrificed. So this is where, I mean, I go improve Void Walker. Like I said, this is all flex. You could really put whatever. The only thing I'm really worried about getting is I want the Fell Domination. So if I need to quickly summon one again, I'm able to get 2 there. Like I said, these are all flex points. You have, I think, 8 or 9 flex points. Demonic sacrifice, that's all you want. Now this side, the destruction, is going to be the same for both builds here. So you're going to go 5.
Hello everyone, Warlock here. You may have already heard, even experienced, that Warlocks are quite good at solo farming thanks to life tap and drain life combo. But what if I told you there is a way to make your Warlock a much more powerful chain killing machine even when you are just level 40 without any powerful gear? Here comes the Drain Soul Dark Pact Succubus build. This build evolves around 4 main things: use of a simple yet clever trick with Dark Pact, improved Drain Soul with a simple macro, some essential talents in Affliction tree, and lastly, knowing when to use which of your mana regeneration skills. Starting with Dark Pact, it is a talent that transfers mana from your pet to you, pretty straightforward. But the key here is choosing the pet wisely. You see, many people will go for the Imp as it has the highest spirit, so it generates the mana fastest, but Imp cannot deal any damage without consuming mana. So you choose between 0 damage from the Imp and great mana regeneration, or some damage from the Imp but poor mana regeneration with Dark Pact. The trick here is to use Succubus. You see, Succubus do deal damage as basic auto attacks and has the highest base DPS of all pets available to Affliction Warlock. But also, none of her abilities are vital while grinding, so you can turn them all off, which means she will keep a constant uninterrupted mana regeneration and never use mana herself, letting all her mana to be used by Warlock. The second part of the build is the improved Drain Soul. With the TBC prep patch, it has been buffed dramatically, as now, rather than increasing your spirits for a while, it rewards flat 15% of your total mana whenever you kill a target while using Drain Soul. So you can use rank 1 Drain Soul, which costs only 55 mana just moments before a target dies, and generate 15% of your total mana with it. The negative side of it is that you will end up generating ridiculous amounts of shards, and this is where this nice macro, which I will provide in description, comes in. What this macro does is when you click on it, it will automatically clear the last 5 items in your most left bag. So putting your soul back to most left and clicking this macro once a while will solve the shard problems. Third one is the other essential talents in the Affliction tree. No need to talk about them in detail, but basically you want to improve life depth so you can get more mana with each use of it. You definitely need to get the Fell Concentration because you will be tanking mobs using Drain Life, and Soul Siphon so your Drain Life, well, drains more life. And lastly, knowing when to use which of your mana regeneration skills. Basically, if your Succubus is on full mana, you want to use Dark Pact first, as every moment it stays on full mana is wasted regeneration. When you are full on health and nothing is attacking you at that time, you want to use Life Tap, because you
SMDS. Once you get in, start triangle target, blah, 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 blah. 40 plus, skip training curse of shadow, so far. Use hell time, early spirit, revenge. Do the 50 class quests and Imps requests for an amazing trinkets. Desk gear for leveling Warlock. Instam Spirit. Um, fucking tired. Man, I am tired AF. 46 elites. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that this shit's like fucking impossible. Oh, we're dead. Get a little bit further. Little bit further along. Use the house stone. Ooh, if we can get to the stairs, that's huge. Okay, that's good. I've done this so many times now, I'm almost like a pro at it. Ooh, oh. We got decently far. Ooh. Safe spot. Ooh, I could have the Voidwalker out and sacrifice myself. That'll get me up a little further. Let's do that. That would be even more helpful. My blueberry. All right, let's go, my blueberry friend. Mm-hmm. 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 Ooh, if we can make it to the stairs, that's poggers. Poggers. Even more poggers. Good for aggro to drop. Perfect. We heal up. We're almost there. I think I'm gonna spec into SL. Do I want to just do it? Or do I want to try this, Nah, we should probably just finish doing Drain Tank. I don't know if I can take this on. Use the Mallet Collect.
It's too far. I can't cast that
Well, that's not good. That means the other wolf is going to get pulled.
I need to get closer. It's charging.
Can I tank this motherfucker? Nope. Should have sacrificed. I got too ballsy, man. I think if I'm SL, I can tank it. I think instead of going SM or Shadow Burn, I might just go... Yeah, I don't know if I want to go Shadow Burn. Hmm. Trying to think. I think the play, the more I think about it, why can't I just do drain tank with, because I'm not getting the value I want out of Dark Pact. So I'll have 10% less damage. Increase the damage dealt or life drained by your shadow spells. Hmm. Trying to think. Nightfall. Hmm. Wait, where am I? I think I went the wrong way. I did go the wrong way. I would love to have Curse of Exhaustion, but there's not a world where it's like makes sense. Is there anything right here? I don't know if... So I'm running out of shards. I don't know if Succubus is the play. It'll offer more DPS. I could just try to run in. No, I think we get the Voidwalker again. And then I need to try to run in and just get the item.
I don't like this
I
place.
think that's the play. Fucking A, man. I wonder if I could truly do it though, if I went SL. I think we wait. We're gonna wait for Soulstone. We're gonna try again. These fuckers just have so much health. Wolf there, wolf there. Fuck. I think we're gonna run in and just click. Use it at the altar. Alright, here we go. I don't care if I die. Fuck all y'all. No! Oh. Purple Lotus. Can I leave from here? Fuck you, bitch. Run, run, Rudolph. Santa's gonna make it to town. Dead end? Dead end? Fucking dead end. I have one more. It's a trap. Well, someone's here. Hell yeah. That's what Daddy's talking about, baby. Oh shit, blueberry. Fuck it. I'm stuck. Oh, I'm stuck again. Oh my. We're insane. Oh, we're insane. Fuck being in a group, bro. Just run up there. That's how we do it, baby. Does sacrifice do anything for us? What? I don't want to attempt. You know what? Fuck it. Does it prevent all damage? It says 1470 damage. I don't know if that applies for fall damage, but we're gonna find out. Woo! Oh, it's not letting me cast it. You can't cast it. Well, fuck you. I didn't know that. Well, can't cast that shit while you're in free fall. It won't let you. You know what? Unironically, I think that was faster. All right, we got the mallet. We have no shards. None.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast it yet.
We got a short now.
What can I do for you, adventurer? Strength.
Oh man, we need to go to bed. Warlock farming, talents, build.
Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be covering the Warlock class in Classic WoW. And what I will be talking about in this guide is the talent that I use at max level, but also when I'm leveling, the rotations, and the pre-raid biz gear. This is my leveling tree and the final result when I hit level 60. And now I'll show you how I do each talent from level 10 and all the way up to level 60. Most of the points that I spent in the beginning is spent into the affliction tree, and then I will also spend a few points into demon. The reason why I prefer the affliction tree is because I feel like that's the fastest way to level. You can easily dot up targets and run at the same time. So you cast your damage over time abilities and you kill the targets when you move from one destination to another. So you don't have to stop and cast your shadow balls all the time, and this saves you a lot of time. In the affliction tree, you also get more life drain. So with this, you can drain their life and convert it into mana and keep going. By this point, I start spending points into demonology. In this tree, I get more damage, but also more health with my demons. This will be extremely useful if you try to take down an elite mob. For example, in a group quest, a warlock can sometimes do this by themselves. The reason for this is because you can fear the targets, you can drain their life, and then you have your pet to tank the target. When you get to level 60 and you have started to get a decent amount of gear, you could also respec into the PvE raiding talent tree. With this talent tree, you're mainly going to be focusing on just casting your shadow balls. But the rotation I'll cover later in the video, so stay tuned. If you're more of a PvP player, then the talent tree should look like this. With this talent tree, you have a lot of survivability, but also a lot of damage. You could, however, always play as whatever you prefer. It all comes down to your skills in the end. But with this talent tree, you'll just do a little bit better. Next up is the PvE rotation if you plan to go with the talent tree that I showed you earlier in the video. You'll always start the rotation by either casting Curse of Shadow, Curse of Recklessness, or Curse of the Elements. This all depends on what you're assigned to in the raiding group. So by having 3 warlocks in the raiding group, you could have all these curses at the same time. Next you have to cast either Shadow Ball or Corruption. If you're allowed to use Corruption and there's enough debuff slots, then you could always use Corruption. Else I recommend you to use Shadow Balls. And you need to cast a lot of Shadow Balls because this is going to be your main damaging ability. Always make sure to also refresh your curse and then you get back to Shadow Balls. If the target is about to die and you don't have enough time to cast your Shadow Bolt, then you could use a Shadow Burn. Just remember that this spell requires a soul shard. If you're wondering about what pet to use, then you have the talent Demonic Sacrifice, so you don't really need a pet. What I recommend you to do is to summon a succubus and sacrifice this, because this will increase the damage of your Shadow Bolt by 15% for 30 minutes. Next up is your pre-raid biz gear. I would recommend you to level up Engineering, because with Engineering you can craft this hit. Or well, with Engineering you can equip this hit. so you could always buy this on the auction house. Most of your gear is collected inside dungeons, but some of it is also crafted by tailors. The chest piece that I use requires you to be a level 300 tailor. The recipe you could always buy on the auction house, but the thing is that when you craft this, it will also become soulbound, so you can't find someone to craft this for you and trade it. Like I mentioned earlier, then most of your gear is collected inside dungeons, but there's not a 100% chance that you will get the correct item. For example, the offhand that I will tell you to get with shadow damage can have a lot of different stats, for example plus healing or plus frost damage, so this will be extremely difficult to get. Some of your other items is also collected when you do the dungeons, because in these there will be a quest where you can choose a reward, and some of these rewards is your pre-read base gear. Alright, so that's about it for today. If you would like to see other class guides, or how I make my gold from level 1 to 60 to make sure I get my mount as fast as possible, make sure to check out the channel. As always, thank you for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.
Hey guys, it's Eric, and with this video, I wanted to present Dive's Drain Taking Guide and discuss why it's so powerful for leveling in Classic. Now, there's been much discussion in the Warlock community about the various ways to level, and although there's no true way to level, Drain Taking might be the most viable option for leveling 1 to 60, so let's talk about it. Drain Taking is a method of using damage over time spells Hey guys, it's Eric. Drain Taking might be the most... Drain Taking is a method of using damage over time spells combined with life leeching spells such as Drain Life and Siphon Life to kill mobs while maintaining life and mana resources to minimize downtime. A Warlock who properly maintains their health and mana pools should be able to completely avoid having to eat or drink for an indefinite amount of time. Here's how it works. Your Health Stone, Siphon Life, Drain Life, and Death Coil are your life gaining abilities. You sacrifice your health in order to gain your mana back with Life Tap, and with Dark Pact, your pet's mana becomes your mana. Now because of Dark Pact, the Succubus actually becomes the demon of choice for Drain Taking. The reason being is she does very good damage, up to 25% of your overall DPS, and doesn't spend any mana doing so. As long as you have her abilities off autocast, she'll never run out of mana like the Imp would, making her great for long killing sessions and acting as a mana battery. As an added bonus, she provides utility with Seduce and high damage for world PvP encounters. Her Lash of Pain ability is an instant attack on a 12-second cooldown and should be used when the Succubus almost has full mana. This is to prevent her from wasting regen and maximizing her DPS. Lesser invisibility makes the Succubus invisible, making your combined aggro radius smaller. This should be kept on manual as it'll waste mana to cast after every fight. Soothing Kiss will lower the Succubus's threat and is occasionally useful to prevent her from taking damage, since her damage is front-loaded. The other two pets that are viable to drain tank with are the Imp and the Felhunter. The Imp has among the best Warlock Demon DPS when talented. He provides a Fire Shield and Blood Pact, but his fatal flaw is that he runs out of mana. His regeneration is faster than any other demon, which makes him a great mana battery, but you sacrifice his DPS. The Felhunter is a decent pet for drain tanking, having fairly good DPS without having to spend any mana. He also regens mana a bit faster than the Succubus, but the perks of having the Felhunter is the option to spell lock abilities and the ability to devour magic. The main problem with the Felhunter is the quest, as it is fairly long and out of the way for most quest routes, so most Warlocks speed leveling wait until 60 to get this pet. Now the least viable drain tank demon is the Voidwalker. He does low DPS, generates mana slowly, and can't hold aggro off you if you are doing a drain tank rotation. But the Voidwalker is fairly useful when needing to complete difficult quests with multi-mob pools. Now that you understand the concept of drain tanking, let's go over the core talents in this build. Improved Corruption will allow you to cast Corruption while moving, giving you more space to drain tank. Improved Life Tap increases your life to mana conversion efficiency, making 1 life equal to 1.2 mana. Suppression increases your hit rating with affliction spells. 3 points invested will allow you to be hit capped against all mobs yellow to you. Spell Concentration will allow you to resist 70% of spell pushback when channeling drain spells. This talent is the essence of this build, and you should not start drain taking until you have it. Grim Reach will extend the distance of your affliction spells by 20%. It allows for safe pulling, gives you more distance between you and your target to apply dots and begin life draining. Siphon Life is basically the damage over time form of Drain Life, and is required to learn Shadow Mastery. Shadow Mastery is going to increase all your damage done by your shadow spells. And Dark Pact will drain the mana from your pet, returning it to you. Our complementary talents are going to consist of Improved Drain Life, which will increase the amount of life drained by 10%, Amplify Curse, which gives you a nice boost to your Curse of Agony every 3 minutes, Improved Healthstone, which will increase the health returned by your Healthstone by 20%, and since Healthstones are mana neutral, this makes your Healthstone a net gain in resources. And Demonic Embrace will increase the stamina, making you more tanky. Now there are also a number of optional talents you can spec into that this guide highlights, but the one I want to briefly mention is Improved Drain Soul. So Improved Drain Soul will double your normal mana regeneration when not casting spells, and allows normal regeneration to continue while casting. It was concluded that in the early levels, when you are primarily using your wand, you don't get much value from Improved Drain Soul, unless you exploit the 5-second rule and reduce your kill speed. This means drain soul for a few seconds, ideally around 5, before the mob dies, and do not cast for the next 10 seconds. You get very little value out of Improved Drain Soul due to the high cost. In the later levels, when you are primarily using Drain Life, you'll get a reasonable amount of value from Improved Drain Soul. The extra mana regen contributed during the while casting phase seems to be about 30% of the regeneration from Drain Life. This is before considering external factors such as damage taken due to lower kill speed. Personally, I would skip this talent as there are too many variables to make it effective. But if you want a more in-depth explanation, check the description down below for a better breakdown, as I only scratched the surface. Now there are 3 options presented in this guide when it comes to order of talents, but understand there are many variations to this. Option A has you put 2 points into Improved Corruption, 3 points into Improved Imp, 3 points back into Improved Corruption, and 3 points into Suppression. This allows you 4 extra talent points to spend where you want before you spec an Option B at around level 24 when you get your Succubus. Option B has you put 5 points into Corruption and 3 points into Suppression, 2 points into Improved Life Tap, and 5 points into Fell Concentration. Even though we've invested 5 points into Fell Concentration, we still want to be using our wands early on. When we look at this chart, we see that it compares wand DPS versus Drain Life DPS by level. The gray dots represent wands obtainable by most people, such as quest rewards and bind and equip wands. The blue dots are wands that are obtained from dungeons or require you to complete dungeon quests. The green lines represent the DPS of Drain Life at any given level. You'll notice that early on, wanding is extremely valuable while Drain Life is not worth using. However, Drain Life begins to pass wanding around level 30 and 38 depending on your wand. With that explained, let's move on to Option C. Eventually, Option B will lead you into Option C, which will take you to level 60. Option C has you put 2 points into Grim Reach, 1 point into Amplify Curse, 2 points into Improved Drain Life, 1 point into Siphon Life, 3 points into Improved Drain Life, 1 point into Nightfall, 5 points into Shadow Mastery, and 1 point into Dark Pact. At this point, we are level 40, and we switch over to the Demonology tree and put 2 points into Improved Healthstone and 5 points into Demonic Embrace. After our last points into Demonic Embrace, we have 13 points available to invest. For a more defensive playstyle, invest your points into the Demonology tree, and for a more aggressive playstyle, invest your points into the Destruction tree. Also, feel free to dip back into the Affliction tree, because in the end, it's up to you how you want to play. The final topic I want to talk about is the spell rotation for this build. Learning how to drain tank involves learning how to manage your resources and understanding which part of your kit increases or decreases your overall efficiency, as we want to be killing as fast as possible. Now the rotation we use will vary a bit as we level and the variety of mobs we kill. For example, some mobs might be tightly clustered or immune to your drain life. With that being said, there's no absolute rotation, and you should always think about adapting depending on what enemies you face. Your exact rotation will depend on 4 factors. The first factor is the difficulty of the enemy you face. The second is the life/mana you have. The third is the wand you have versus the rank of drain life you have. And the fourth is the spells which have the newest ranks. The generic rotation is starting the fight with Immolate, then casting Corruption, then either casting Drain Life or wanding your target to death. If the enemy is much harder to kill, start with Agony and Siphon Life. Cast Corruption, then begin Draining Life. With higher difficulty mobs, add Immolate to the Siphon Life route, and possibly keep the enemy feared. If you're fighting a mob and all your dots fall off, you should usually only refresh Corruption. Now the decision of whether to cast Drain Life or wand can be summed up by 2 considerations. The first consideration is if you have much more mana than life, cast Drain Life. If you have much more life than mana, shoot your wand. You never want to waste the opportunity to drain life for HP recovery, and you never want to wand when you have full mana. When handling elite enemies, remember that if you can fear it, you can kill it. And when handling multiple enemies, use all your dots on one target, then fear that target. But then pull and drain tank another target while your dots tick away on the feared target. Just be careful not to kill more. When fighting ranged enemies, it's important to drag them away from their position by using a damage over time spell and running away, or by simply line of sighting them. I hope this guide helped you. There's a couple of things I brushed over or did not cover when making this video, so I highly recommend everyone watching to check out the description for the written guide. I also want to give a special thanks to Dai for making the written guide and Goetia for providing the footage used. Please remember to like the video, subscribe for more content, and join the Warlock Discord for more guides and resources. Thanks for watching.
Alright, yeah. Alright, kite him. Let me see if there's any very powerful mobs up at the top. Keep kiting Teremus. Keep yourself healed up. Line of sight if you're low enough to where the Soul Devourer will kill you. Is there anything powerful up here? Any mobs? No, there's nothing here. It's just fucking arid. Okay,
Yo guys, Punk out another video. So I just made a Warlock propaganda piece, and I'm kind of in the Warlock mood for some reason, so I figured I'd just make a Warlock leveling guide to get an overview understanding of the leveling process. So Warlocks are one of the best leveling classes in vanilla, very similar to Hunters in a way. I mean, they can micromanage their pets in very useful ways, which allows them to outperform petless classes in a very real way. But their strengths go even further than that. There's actually a lot of aspects that make the Warlock a great leveler. I'm going to try and lay out all of the strengths in this video, as well as all of the little tactics that I'm aware of when it comes to leveling effectively. So without further ado friends, here's my Warlock leveling guide. Hopefully this helps you. Let's get into it. Alright, so real quick, let's just cover the different race choices that you have for Warlocks in Classic. On Alliance, the choice is very clear. The best one is Gnome with the Expansive Mind trait and Escape Artist. It's the better choice for both PvP and PvE, although of course at the end of the day, play what you want. Humans are fine too, and Perception is quite good on a Warlock specifically because Rogues are one of the harder classes for you to deal with in a 1v1 scenario. On Horde, I'd definitely go Orc without a doubt. You're probably going to see way more undead Warlocks than anything else, but I personally wouldn't recommend it as much as I would recommend an Orc. Warlocks are very immobile, they struggle with stuns big time, so having hardiness to resist stuns more often is highly valued, at least in my mind. They also get Command, which increases their pet damage by 5%. This is really good if you're running SM Ruin, or in PvP of course to just have your pet doing extra damage. Now Undead is not bad by any means, my personal opinion is I'd rather play Orc. It's still quite good since you get Will of the Forsaken. It's specifically good in a Warlock versus Warlock battle, so dropping out of a Fear can swing the match entirely, and of course you'll also be able to use Will of the Forsaken to get out of the Succubus Seduction, which is equally as good as getting out of a Fear since there's going to be so many Warlocks that are running Succubus in PvP and just trying to one-shot you. And of course you have Cannibalism, which is really useful while leveling or in PvP. Alright, well enough with races, let's get into the real details. So let's cover the build that you want to be running. The best tree that you can prioritize while leveling up is definitely Affliction. So here's the order that you want to follow in the Affliction tree. So if you want to actually see the talent order, just slow down the video and you'll be able to do that. Now after you've reached Shadow Mastery and Affliction, you want to now push into the Demonology tree until you hit Demonic Sacrifice, but that's going to be the last talent that you get at level 60. So actually at level 60 you can just stick with this spec and just sacrifice your demon for the buff and your damage, mainly the Succubus of course for the increased shadow damage, and you don't really need to respec at this point honestly until you're entering a raid. There's no debuff limit for doing dungeons, so you can just keep this build and just be a dot lock in all of the dungeons. So let's go over all of the important talents in the Affliction tree that are really crucial to your leveling skill set. So the first one is Improved Corruption, which obviously just allows you to instantly cast Corruption rather than the baseline 2-second cast for it. We've got Improved Life Tap, which just gives you more mana back every time you life tap, allowing you to push for longer periods of time without taking breaks to replenish your mana. There's Amplified Curse, which is basically your offensive cooldown pop ability. You just use it right before casting a curse and it'll increase the potency of said curse. Generally you'll use this with Curse of Agony when you're leveling for a stronger dot. We've got Nightfall, which is one of the more important ones. It's actually an instant cast Shadow Bolt trigger that can proc off of your Affliction damage. I covered that in my last video of course. We've got Siphon Life, which is just another dot that you add into your rotation, but there's something unique about this one specifically because it actually heals you every time it ticks for damage. We've got Shadow Mastery, which is just increasing the damage dealt by your Shadow Bolt and your Life Drain. Life Drain actually allows you to just heal up the damage that you self-inflict onto yourself through life tapping or just in general healing up damage. And we've also got that Improved Life Drain at 3 out of 5, so a total 16% of effectiveness on that spell. So level 1 to 10 is super simple. You don't really need to do much work at all. All you need to do is actually send in your imp with the Firebolts. You generally want him to attack first and actually get aggro on the mob, and then start casting Shadow Bolts on the enemy. Maybe finish with an auto attack, of course, if you want to conserve your mana a little bit when the mob's running at you. You want to get aggro onto your imp first so he takes the damage for the most part, allowing you to push in a more sustainable manner, mob after mob after mob, since you're not really taking as many hits as you would if you were taking aggro. So past level 10, you get access to the Voidwalker, and this is where your standard of living starts to increase for the better. From 10 to 20 is when you get your Voidwalker, you get your wand, and you get 5 points to improve corruption as well as some other things. allowing you to send your pet, dot, and just wand. And this is where you really start to become efficient. Now the higher level that you get, you start obtaining more and more spells to use alongside your Voidwalker to really push that pace. So here's the core spells around level 20, I'd say. You have a Voidwalker, you have Immolate, Curse of Agony, Corruption, Life Drain, Fear, and Wand. So now is when you could really start taking 2 to 3 mobs on at a time if you desire. Here's how you'll attack that scenario. You want to send the Voidwalker in on one target, apply your dots to said target, fear the second mob, and then apply dots to it as well, so it's taking damage while it's just running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Then send your Voidwalker to a third mob if you want and dot it up. So you're juggling 2 mobs between you and your pet and fearing the third while it rots away with the dots that you apply to it, and when that fear breaks, you just fear it again. And you just keep up this balancing act throughout your playthrough of the different levels. So here's a little personal tip that you might actually like in respect to the Voidwalker. It's not absolutely necessary, but if you want to take it, then go ahead. So since you don't actually need your mouse wheel for arena targeting or team targeting as a healer on a Warlock, I personally like to keybind my pet attack to mouse wheel up, so scrolling forward to send the pet in and scrolling backwards to bring my pet back to put my pet on follow. So forward scroll go, backward scroll back. I find it's really intuitive, and mechanically, if you want to send your pet to a new mob, you could actually just move your mouse, hover over, click the target, scroll up, send your pet over, and then go back to the other target. So it won't affect your left hand trying to control your character at all. So take this tactic if you find that it fits for you. Also, make sure that you set a keybind for both of your pet taunts. So the Voidwalker has 2 taunts specifically. He has Torment, which is the single target one, and he has Suffering, which is actually an AoE taunt. You want to make sure that you have a really good keybind for this, so that if it drops aggro off of your pet, you could get it back onto him really quick, or if there's a second mob that you're trying to get onto your pet, you could target it and then get it back onto him. When it comes to the single target leveling process, the rotation is, of course, just send your pet in, apply dots, and then wand. You might be thinking, why not cast Shadow Bolt? Why not cast Life Drain instead of wanding? Why you don't use Shadow Bolt is actually pretty simple. If you're taking hits from an enemy mob, those hits will actually push back your Shadow Bolt cast backwards, making it last a lot longer. It might be like a 3-second or 4-second cast depending on the rank. It also uses mana, which is just less sustainable for constant mob grinding in the grand scheme of things. And it doesn't really do that much more damage until later levels, and especially if you're constantly upgrading your wand throughout the levels and getting the best one available. Shadow Bolt without the specific talents to improve it or spell power gear at level 60 isn't really worth prioritizing. Now we mentioned Nightfall earlier as well, and when you're applying a full row of dots on your enemies, that's when you're going to be proccing a good amount of Nightfall triggers, allowing you to shoot out instant cast Shadow Bolts onto your foes, so it's almost like a proc like you'll see in the more modern version of the game. When it comes to life drain, just use it when you actually need it. So if you've life tapped yourself dry, start draining life so you could actually heal yourself healthy again. Pretty self-explanatory, and in general, I mean, sometimes if you have a weak wand, it might be more worth just using life drain, sometimes even shadow bolting if you're not being hit, but for the most part, you're going to be prioritizing using your wand, especially in the early levels. Now, once you get a mob low, you want to be casting Drain Soul on that target, which is a channeled dot that you apply onto the target to finish the job. But keep in mind that you don't want your pet to get the killing blow on the mob that you're trying to soul drain, because if the mob actually gets the killing blow, you won't be rewarded with a soul shard. So make sure to peel your pet off of the target at that point so that you can actually kill it yourself. You can actually make this macro over here. So the first line is /cast drain soul, of course, and the second one would just be /pet follow. So every time that you drain soul on a target near death, your pet will automatically just come back to you. Now once you hit level 31, you get Siphon Life. So make sure that you're keeping this applied to all targets that you fight at all times, whether it's 1 mob or 3 mobs. The more mobs that you're fighting, the better it is. If you apply it to 3 different targets, you're actually going to be healing for 3 times the amount since it heals per tick. So at level 31, just Siphon Life becomes part of your rotation, quite simple. Okay, so that's pretty much it when it comes to the mechanic portion. Now let's talk about some little tips and tricks that'll help you in conjunction with that. Firstly, never overkill mobs that you're fighting. As a Warlock, you have tons of dot damage, and get the feel for how much damage your dots are actually doing and how long they last. So if you're fighting a target who's going to die in a couple seconds of taking that damage, don't waste time casting extra spells or using extra mana to overkill the target. Just send your pet to the next one and let that target rot away. So in the same line, just like the hunter, when a mob that you're fighting is about to die, always send your pet to the next mob ahead of time, constantly pushing the pace and sending your pet forward to the next target to keep downtime to a minimum instead of killing one and then having your pet next to you, going to loot it, and then heading to the next one. Send your pet over, then as the mob dies running, just loot it and then start fighting the next one immediately after. And of course, like all other classes, level up first aid, especially as a class with a pet. You have double use for your bandages. First off, you're constantly casting life tap and self-inflicting damage onto yourself. I mean, you're going to be hurting yourself all the time, so having bandages to heal up the wounds is much quicker than eating food, of course. And as I just stated, you have double use with the bandages, so you can also bandage your pet for quick heals on it and reducing your downtime to a minimum once again. Now when it comes to your Amplified Curse ability, this is really the only offensive cooldown that you have as a Warlock, so make sure to use it every single time it's up. I constantly see Warlocks just ignore this spell forever and just not use it. It's almost like they forget it, because, you know, it's not the fanciest offensive cooldown pop. You want to be using this every 3 minutes when it's back up. Get the most out of your toolset. Oh, and don't forget to pay attention to your Nightfall procs as well, or enable pop-up reminders with your scrolling combat text in the new UI. I'm pretty sure the new interface that we're having with the new engine is actually going to enable Nightfall proc reminders, like pop-ups for like overpower when you get a dodge and stuff on the scrolling combat text, so you won't actually miss the free Shadow Ball procs when they pop. Also make sure to always use your Drain Soul ability. You want to keep stacked on Soul Shards at all times. That way you can always have a Health Stone ready in your bags to save your life in a sticky situation, and always keep a Soul Stone applied onto yourself as well in case you get ganked or die to mobs. Alongside that, don't forget your Voidwalker has an ability called Sacrifice, which allows you to actually kill him in exchange for a massive shield. And don't forget that once you get deep enough into Demonology, I think in your level 50s, definitely your level 50s, you get access to Fell Domination, which allows you to quickly summon the second Voidwalker almost instantly for a quick reactive shield, and you can use 2 shields in a row if you really need to. Now this last tip applies to all classes, but I think it's more significant on Warlocks than some other classes. Do not train every single ability that you get access to at the trainer. There's tons of spells that aren't super useful in relation to your leveling process, so save the gold, don't buy every single ability. Okay, so I stated this earlier, it's super important to get a good wand at every level threshold in the leveling process. So let's go over some of the better wands that you can pick up as you're going through the game. We've got Lesser Magic Wand, which is an early level enchanting wand. It's super cheap. I mean, the mats are basically free. We've got Greater Magic Wand, which is the same thing, just slightly higher level, and once again, super cheap. We've got Gravestone Scepter, which is from the quest Black Fathom Villainy in the Black Fathom Deeps. This is an absolute must get. It's super good. We've got Excavation Rod from the quest Former's Revenge in the Wetlands. There's Dancing Flame, which is a Horde side questline in Thousand Needles. We've got Burning Sliver, which you get from a quest in Hillsbrad Foothills that actually ends in Alterac Mountain for the Alliance side. There's Goblin Igniter, which is the neutral alternative for these 2 wands. You actually get this from the Basilisk questline in Southern Stranglethorn. There's Blackbone Wand, which you get from the Wand Vendor in any major city. We've got Charged Lightning Rod, which is from a quest series that I believe starts in Searing Gorge and then ends in Tanaris. We've got Cairnstone Sliver from the quest The Marrowstone in Fairless. We've got the Noxious Shooter from Noxian in Maradon. It's got a high drop chance, so you'll probably get it at some point if you do Maradon a couple times on the orange side. We've got Rod of Corrosion, which is one of the better wands that you can get in the level 50 range. It drops off Shade of Aranicus, the last boss in Sunken Temple. It also has Nature Resist, which is pretty useful in AK-40 on a couple fights, mainly Uhuran, but definitely don't use it on Visitus, because your raid leader will rage at you for putting on a Nature Resist wand over a Frost damage wand for that boss fight. You actually need a Frost wand for a specific boss mechanic. Okay, so there you have it, guys. 2 Warlock videos in a row. That's a whole lot of Warlock for this week. Honestly, I've had enough at this point. I can't even look at a Warlock anymore without getting sick to my stomach. So I'm sure you guys can understand after seeing this video how Warlocks have a great toolkit when it comes to leveling, right? I mean, they've got it all, boys. Everything but mobility, of course. But they make up for that lack of mobility in control, heals, and shields with the Voidwalker Sacrifice, so you'll be alright in messy scenarios. I really hope this was informative for you guys out there going into Classic. That's all I got for you on this one, friends. If you want to see more videos from me, I'd love it if you could smack that like button on the butt, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, of course, to be notified whenever I post a new video straight out of the render oven. You know the drill, soldiers. Follow me on Twitch, guys. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys in chat for the last couple of mornings. You guys are really awesome. Join the Discord for some spicy memes and epic banter. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And with that said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
All these fucking videos suck. I need a respec though. I didn't know I was supposed to go into Demonic Embrace first and then improve Hellstone. So we're gonna do that.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Willie here. At the end of my Was It Any Good Though series, I came to a conclusion that I suspected would be the case, but wouldn't have truly known until I'd looked at each class in the level of detail that I did. And that is that every class can be considered good, and while some are more favoured, there is really no class that is just straight up bad or useless. Each class has their own unique identity and iconic spells. Not everyone needs to have a CC, not everyone needs to have an interrupt or even a DPS cooldown, and while some classes can do things others cannot, it's often also the case vice versa. So in this new series, I want to look at the ways you can make the most out of your chosen class and find out how to play to your class's strengths. The points I'll be looking at will differ from class to class in relation to their strengths, as they aren't all shared across the board. Today I'll be looking at the Warlock and we'll cover these points. The importance of preparation, solo leveling options, PvE specializations and utility, PvP
Charging. I can't cast that yet. Oh, splendid. The venom's quite fresh and I'm sure very deadly. Thank you.
I'm so glad I kept gadgets in my home. 46 to 48. Why do I have to go to Sinjin Village? We don't have time for that shit. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna repair, call it a day.
Time is money, friend.
Yeah. I do want to respec, now that I think about it. 1%. Yeah, we just sell that.
Be good.
Where would you like to fly to?
I do need to go to org.
I can remember if you were.
On the right, the tournament is a little bit secret. You'll see where it is soon, but it's a little secret. We gotta prevent griefers. But yeah, I'm fighting Prison Bob. I fought them last time and I won, but this time I might not win against them. I might not win against them. How are you doing, Grassy? How are you doing, Sir Grassy? Number 1 versus Druid. They kind of train or trade. I have you know, a helmet, I have a necklace, I've got a belt, okay legs. I've got some
Okay,
I mean,
so let me
gloves are
summon,
good. I need to trade this here.
I could use
ZG bracers. ZG bracers.
Right now.
Like,
we got a champion
he keeps
midget
casting it and stuff.
I've got a second
Like that video? No, you're good, dude.
So he's
You
got
look
his
like
he's
Gimli.
got his Fell Hunter out now,
I like
and the problem with the Fell Hunter is he can dispel my Diamond Flask, and because he can dispel the Diamond Flask,
What you got,
that's
bro? What you got?
that's woof. That's a big woof. If he can dispel my Diamond Flask, I don't have a Shadow Reflector. I'm dead here. I'm very dead. Very dead. I guess I'm ready to go whenever the supposed timer is. But
Yep. I don't know what their indicator is. You can just charge me whenever you're ready. You probably have like 30 seconds left or something like that. If you want to switch trinkets or something, that's fine.
All right, guys, you got like 40 seconds here.
40?
Flag.
okay, I will. 20
Oh,
seconds.
we gotta do
Yeah, it's 20
We should do a flag. Let's do a flag. We just fucking.
Oh, yeah, you're opposite factions. You could, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
we
one of
can
you
do
has to be
flag.
unflagged for a kill flag. And
Oh, you want a
slash
duel?
bolt.
You want a duel?
It didn't work. I guess we'll just.
Okay,
do
it's fine.
a
It's fine.
match.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Okay, you can charge whenever you're ready, brother.
Mm-hmm. Here comes a lot of damage. Can we get the charge? We do. I didn't have Death Wish up. I'm just so... I'm next level bad. I'm just so bad it doesn't even... Where's the Hellstone?
Ooh, nice. Yeah, bro.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Now we're putting on a show, dude.
I don't think I can put on any more show. That's all I got.
No, it's the one.
But
one.
it's nice to have stuff that's not a 2-0.
Yeah, for sure, dude. We're putting on a show. 1-1 is what the people want to see. And then it comes down to like, you never know who's gonna win because either side could pull off some kind of bullshit. I used a net on you, an engineering net, but
Oh, did it backfire?
It didn't even backfire, oddly. It just didn't even do anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very strange. If it had landed though, you'd have been edged, bro.
I think so. That's sometimes the scary part. The Netomatic. Does it backfire? That's a bad backfire.
Yeah, it didn't even backfire. Was a weird thing, because like if it backfires, it nets you, right? So, but I didn't get netted.
You
It
know
just,
enough
I
to
used
be
it,
dangerous,
it's on
but
cooldown,
you still
but it
look
didn't
like you
net
need training as a new adventurer.
I guess you're just blessed.
Through
bro.
rigorous retraining, I have had to break many students of all they
Okay,
had
I'm
previously
ready.
learned,
Let's
so
go
that
on.
I might teach them anew. The service I offer becomes increasingly difficult to perform each time it is done. It is for that reason that it becomes increasingly expensive with each retraining.
Okay,
Do
now,
you desire
wait, no,
that I break you of the talents you have learned?
One more minute, guys.
All right, sounds good.
Do you need time? I should be good.
I just need 40 seconds.
Okay.
It's the thing that increases the damage of my Curse of Agony.
It's a 1-1. Oh my, sweaty hands. Dry the hands. It's a 1-1 duel. It's a 1-1 duel, boys. I haven't even grenaded. I haven't grenaded. Like, I need to grenade. I need sapper. I'm like,
Got 30 seconds here.
freaking out here.
Just give me the option.
Should be good. Should come up.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to go on a soul burn.
5 seconds and I'm ready.
Yep. Hop a channel. You guys are good.
All right, I'm
I
ready.
don't know how good it is. I don't know if I want to do that or if I want to.
Yeah, just get in range.
Dude, Curse of Exhaustion would be fucking sick.
You pull it. I can pull a muscle. You all right? What's your cooldown, bro? What are you waiting for?
Psyching myself, sorry.
Okay, you got this, bro. Come at me.
What's my health now? Doesn't tell me the number.
Oh, good
Close.
match, bro. You were hella close.
I tried.
I couldn't let you beat me 2 times in a row, bro.
No, definitely not. Oh my gosh, man. That Soul Link is tough.
I had to prove I came to play this time instead of just host.
Yeah, that was fun. That's a tough one.
Good match, brother. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the hell out of fighting you. That was awesome.
What do we want to do? Dude, I think I'll have points left over. Hold on, let's do the math on this really quick.
Soul Edge if you don't want to get rid of that.
Alright, I got that dub.
That was intense.
That was a good match. Holy shit, I'm sweating.
Hypothetically, okay, we're level 48.
I've got some good stuff. I've got some garbage stuff. So it's like a middle tier.
49, 50, 51, 52, 53.
Yeah, I was hoping to see it tick a little bit more. Not that I'm rooting against
54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59.
Well, the sack got off too, like right as he feared, which was super kind of unlucky or lucky depending on how you look at it, right?
He had me, he had me down to 20%.
So we do one of two things. We go Omega Offensive.
Crazy intense.
Cool, that was a good deal. What's up, dude?
Can I ask a question about the Diamond Blast thing versus the stealth buff?
We can still go in a Curse of Exhaustion. It's just 10% though.
After those 30 seconds, and if they want to try to shout me out, is that what you meant?
Yeah, they could shout you out after 30 seconds, but as long as you stay hidden,
Increases the effect of your curse.
Stealth throughout the whole Diamond Flask. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It's just after 30, you give up your right
20%.
for an uncontested opener.
Gotcha.
They can start searching for you. Okay, so we got blind.
So that's 30%.
Channel, they're already in their own channel.
35, 40, 45, 50. 50% with it up. With this up. That's a huge movement decrease.
Okay.
Or
I kind of like this dual Shadow Priest Shaman. I don't know if Bly is NS or if he's EM yet. I don't know yet, but it's gonna affect a couple things. Immediately go for the purges. Obviously that's a good order. Soul Edge needs to put pressure during this moment though.
I'm on the fence on what I want to do.
That was
I kind of want to try this. So we know what this does.
Silence ain't
Oh yeah, you know. Oh, sorry, they're dueling. Sorry, I was discussing.
Let's try this and see how we do.
Grounding to protect his healing wave.
So if we went this route,
Soul Edge is
right?
getting low.
So this is 49.
Seems to have their way with them.
Wait, hold on. No.
Silence, right? He's got 19 seconds
Oh,
on silence,
got the
6
stun.
seconds on the fear. He needs to renew
49.
his tremor totem here.
50, 51, 52,
Yep, there's the fear.
53,
So he needed the tremor before that fear.
49, 50, 51, 52, 53.
And he's just
It's a
bumping
tough
right
one.
bolts.
Yeah.
This last one might take him.
Gonzo. So in terms of my duel,
53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 50. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. So
It lasts a little bit longer than I expect.
doesn't make sense to go in here. Does it make sense to stay here? That's the question. So what we could do by then, once
So
we're
the first
60,
duel-
get rid of this.
what I did was just a big
We'll get rid of dark packs.
I rocket helmed him. I rocket helmed
change up here to
him. And then
steal one back.
I was thinking like, oh, let me wait for combat to drop. I'll take my rocket helm
the grounding, mind
off.
blast, mind
I'll
play.
put
I
that
think he
other
needs to be the
helm
aggressor in this
on.
He gets a free like
And
3 or 4 globals.
Then his pet broke, and the whole thing I did was for naught. I should have just rocket helmed and just like blasted his pet.
He was kiting during
Because
the
he's
purge
Soul
phase,
Link.
Kinda wasted 6
and then
seconds.
once I kill his pet. But anyways, Soul Link is just tough. That is just a tough matchup. That is a tough matchup.
2,
And
4,
then the next fight, I was
6%.
thinking, okay, I'm gonna do Diamond Flask. But then he put his dog pet out. He put his dog pet out, and I was like, oh, I can't Diamond Flask this pet because he's just I don't have the rocket.
So
helm.
what would be the
He's
movement
gonna
speed without
freaking,
this? Right? It would be
that was tough.
10,
that was intense. That was a tough matchup for me.
15, 20,
It's exciting.
25, 30.
Exciting.
I don't know how good that is. I mean, it sounds really fucking
Did
good
I
against
grenade?
like
I didn't grenade.
warriors,
You know what?
rogues,
I got death coiled.
all
I
that
think he
shit.
Death coiled a grenade. Oh man, there's just so much stuff going on. It's wild. All right, we've got another Soul Edge and Bliat main. Bliat main is a good dueler. He's nature's swiftness instead of
I mean,
elemental.
nobody plays it. Like literally nobody, and I'm wondering why. It's probably because it's
dueling
too much points. However, what we could do, we could go into Nightfall and we can get
changes up here.
Shadowburn,
I can
100%,
back it up. I think he needs to be.
and that's big damn.
He might be
And then
trying
we
to
still
stay
have
order, so
points left over.
It's not nothing. But he does need to be the aggressor in this phase. So what we get? We got Shadow Pain, Devouring Plague.
So he's got some dots on
Monster
Bliat
Guns.
main.
There's
but,
Definitely gonna put a point into that.
Had a blind. Now he can just bomb.
What's he trying to do here?
Immediately purge that shield.
So 49, 50,
Yeah, he is
51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and then we have 1 point left.
The DPS versus this point. He got rid of the
60,
tremor.
but
Bly immediately dropped
I
the other
think
tremor.
by then it
Tremor
don't
breaks
matter.
through.
I like how he's going back and forth.
I
and
could
kinda
take a point out of that,
baiting the. He's trying to get him to come away from the
and
trend.
then I'll have 2 points left, and then we can just put him into suppression, and we can try
Will it though? I mean, like the spree
try
spear
that
is-
build.
It's a,
I don't know how
physical-
good it is though.
not registered
Yeah, it'll,
as the
it'll break the
spell
first
itself.
sphere. Yep.
Okay.
Apparently this is the better build though.
Solid job. Almost a full bandage there.
It's tough to get a good view here, but
Oh, this. Yeah, the grounding. Oh, that's
Oh.
interesting. The grounding didn't get anything there. Now he's gonna want it down.
they're both low mana.
Bly's running out of mana.
They're both running out of mana.
Like
So when it comes to PvP, this spell is just fucking ass. So
Oh, full heal.
by then,
rank 10 healing wave.
I think this is done. Done for Soul Edge.
I don't think Soul Edge even has the mana to win this duel.
Yeah. All
And
right.
that's over EM probably did that one there.
so
40-yard range, to be precise. Yeah, I guess I could check literally my own tooltip to see that. But yeah,
man, I don't know what to put the. I mean, I guess I can just go suppression. I don't see anything else that's like fucking good for.
So, Soul Edge and Bliat main dueled. Obviously,
I would
myself and
respect
Prison Bob
though.
dueled. I think it might be Zero versus this hunter, Jean Carlos, or it might be one of the shamans versus a rogue or something.
Demonic sacrifice.
Who's up next?
Oh, there is a talent that increases it. I don't know.
Talking about the totem talent?
Yeah, is there a talent that increases the range?
Yeah.
We'll play around with it. I don't think this is the play.
There's definitely a lot of duels I'm excited
So we're gonna
to see.
go down into
A lot of
Shadowburn, and then we'll just
matchups.
put our rest of our points into here, and then we'll respec. And I kind of want to still stay Drain Tank though. I swear Drain Tank is fucking great.
I don't know if it adds another 10 to it or not, but I think
So
Tremor might be in
we should be tankier now, ish,
No, it's just 30.
So this increases it by
and
another
bigger
10.
health.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I never did that.
At full health.
Who is next? Who's the next dueler?
I can't watch this shit. This shit's terrible. Oh, an update?
All right, so as you guys remember, there was a little bit of a situation with a raid boss paladin. Now, if you don't remember, here's a quick refresher on your memory. Prepped for this. You wanted this, dude.
You haven't lived until you look down on the world from the back of the Wind Rider.
Motherfucker! Ah, shit, dude. Unlucky. Unlucky, my boy.
Huh.
Next time bring your whole... Next time bring world buffs as well, you fucking dog. But that's a quick recap on what happened. Now, a lot of people ask me, any update on the Paladin? What's happening? Now, I will give you guys an update. So the Paladin, he stayed online for 72 hours. It took him, I think, 9 days, real days, to actually get rid of the, let me move this camera, to get rid of the debuff, the coward debuff. And this is the moment where he actually loses the debuff.
10 seconds. Et c'est fini.
He's happy. Our boy's happy.
T'es fini.
So, at this point, you can see our boy, he's very happy. He finally gets to continue his hardcore adventure without the buff. He's level 43, and he's got himself 2 bars worth of XP. Now, something terrible happened this morning. Something absolutely devastating happened this morning. Our boy got to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 9 bars without the debuff. before he perished in Scarlet Monastery.
La déco, la déco.
So,
la déco.
I'm not sure why he died. I think he died to a DC. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, that's the update on the Paladin situation. As far as I know, he's back in the forest, going again. I'm not sure. In the meantime, we have managed to get ourselves to level 54. We got 7 ears, and future's looking bright. No way! No way, dude! No way, dude! Holy shit, dude! No way, dude! Oh my god. No fucking way, dude. No way, man. Put him here next to my buffs.